bradleyaidanjohnson here with an email reply. It's a good one. Hey Bradley, I've been watching a few of your vids and looking at the Ice Cream Fitness 5x5 program. This 5x5 will be the second time I do 5x5, so I'm familiar with the lifts. I'll be starting around 15% less from where I left off 2 months ago. Squat 210 pounds, OH8, press 75, bench 110 pound, barbell row 100 pounds, deadlift 185 pounds. Very much novice lifter lift. I have a few questions though. Firstly, how long on average does the whole workout take? I'll answer it right now. 2.5 to 3 hours. I also want to integrate cleans into this plan. Why remove the shrugs? Well, I'm not sure where I would. Why do you want to put cleans in it? First, I got asked, everyone does this. Every time someone gets a routine, they're like, yeah, I just want to do it differently for no real apparent reason because I think something. If you're following a routine as for a novice lifter, it means you're a novice, which means you don't really know the science of it. So, and if you're sending me an email anyway for asking for advice, you shouldn't mess with something an exercise science professional has put together in order for maximal strength gains. Don't make changes because you don't understand what your changes will do. If you remove something for something else, thinking that they're similar exercises, you don't understand what you're missing out of in doing so. I'll give you an example of that in a second. Would cleaning the first rep of each OHP set give me enough stimulation for the clean exercise? It would, sure, but it would also massively degrade from your press set, which would be worse for your tricep and delt muscles and for your core and lower back muscles. So, and since the routine was set up to give certain stimulations to all of them, it throws the whole thing out of whack. I tell every trainee, don't ever clean the press weight, take it off the rack. It's a waste of energy, and it's a waste of energy. If you're doing an exercise, do the exercise. If you want to do a different exercise that isn't in the program, then do a different program. Also, would you critique the modifications I've made? I will probably be taking 90 seconds rest between big lifts and 45 to 60 between accessory lifts because I like intensity. Any thoughts? Yes, my thought is that shorter rest times is the opposite of intensity, even though it seems like the opposite is true. It seems like shorter rests are more intense, yes, more fired up. Actually, if you take shorter rests, you'll just be able to lift less weight, and if you lift less weight, you'll build less muscle and it'll be easier. It'll be more but easier to do. For instance, if I was to take 60 seconds rest between every bench, I wouldn't be able to get on the Ice Cream Fitness routine. I wouldn't get anywhere close to 90. I wouldn't be able to do 92 kilos with 60 seconds rest. I wouldn't be able to do it. So I'd have a whole heap of sets of, pretty easy. I'd be doing 87 kilo benches for PR. As it actually is, I'm attempting 99.5 kilo benches for PR, taking massive rests. It's the opposite of intensity. It feels like it's intensity, but it's not intensity. It's the same intensity as going to the gym more often. Fake intensity. What you need to do is take nice, long rests and move heavy, terrifying weight. Work out a squat 5x5, bench 5x5, row 5x5. I'm thinking I may want to do cable rows, T-bar with V-grip because I don't feel I get as much out of the barbell row. Now that probably means it's because you're rowing incorrectly, but even if you aren't rowing incorrectly and you just don't know if you feel it quite as much, the barbell row isn't as simple as a back and bicep exercise. You get massive posterior chain development from deadlifting the weight up and holding it in that position. There's a specific reason for the barbell row to be in it. That barbell row does a lot of things. For instance, just go and pick up your 1 rep max barbell row weight, lean over, get into the position and hold it for 45 seconds. After that, you'll understand. Now, tricep extensions instead of skulls. Now, the skull crusher is another word for the tricep extension, so I don't know what you're talking about, but I assume you're doing something that doesn't recruit the long head of the muscle, which means your long head of your tricep. Long head. Long one goes all the way up, connects all the way in here, yeah? The long head of the tricep will be underdeveloped from all this pressing motion, yeah? So you don't want to do that. Chin ups, hyperextension, 2 to 10s, kind of want to take out the hyperextensions. That will lower your that will reduce your lower back development, which will impact every single lift that you do, especially the deadlift. Don't do that. Cable crunches, 3x10. Looking for an alternative because I don't feel these as much. Legs high crunches work or hanging leg raises possible. Those you can, they won't be as good you need to look into your form of doing cable crunch. If that's the only reason, it's just you don't really feel it, it's because your form is poor. So try and studying the porn. Look at the video. I just said porn. Study the form. To look at the videos on bodybuilding.com. That's a good video for how to do cable crunches. But yeah, it's a difficult exercise to get right. I won't say it's not. And also, ab work isn't as serious as the rest of the things. But again, don't change it, is my advice still. Workout B, squat 5x5, deadlift 1x5, overhead press 5x5, barbell row -10%, 5x5. Again, maybe cable rows, T-bar, don't. Close grip bench 3x8, straight arm curls 3x8, cable crunch 3x10. Again, looking for alternative, don't. An email response is fine, but I appreciate the help. Look at that, you got a video response, because I want everyone to know this. Once you're on someone's routine, don't change someone's routine unless something prevents you from doing the routine. And something is physical. If it's not something physical that prevents you, like if it's I don't have the equipment, change gym. If it's anything like that, if you don't really like the exercise, man up. But if you injure yourself, you injure your knee and you can't squat, then you can't squat. It's a different matter. But yeah, seriously, I see this all the time. Everyone every time I put someone in this routine, they make their own changes. Every single time. And then I'm like, don't do that. Unless you are a novice lifter sports scientist that knows how to put a routine together for all muscle stimulation, and you know it so well that you've somehow learned everything there is to know about building muscle and never thought to try it before. I don't know if such a person exists. So, sharp phone. Generally, don't make any changes to the routine. Follow it precisely to the letter, and you'll get all the gains that everyone's got off it. It works great. I mean, my bench is skyrocketing. All my lifts are going up. Anyway, bradleyaidanjohnson@gmail.com. If you have any queries or theories or suggestions or anything, let me know. Other than that, like the video, like my Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and of course, subscribe.